Okay, last time we had finished off with Act 4. Okay, now which is the only poem that is left?
Miss the Patriot.
The Patriot.
Patriot. Okay, so let's take it up. The Patriot. You have your textbook?
Yes, Miss.
Okay, we are on page 31. Okay, I want somebody to read the introduction of the poet Robert Browning on page 31.
Miss, may I?
Yes, Renuka. Come on. Yes, Renuka.
Robert Browning was a famous poet of the Victorian age. The poem is written in the form of a dramatic monologue where a man who is being led to a gallows is recounting his tale.
Hmm.
The speaker recalls that exactly a year ago he had been led down this very street with crowds of people cheering him and scattering roses in his path. He was a hero being welcomed by his adoring fans. A year later, he was being
He has.
tried, convicted, and is being led away to be put to death. How short is public adulation and memory, and how fickle is praise and glory. A year ago, roses and fame. Today, he is left with nothing but shame and death. A grim reminder that life is uncertain, yet the poem ends on the note of optimism. Browning's own philosophy that God's in his heaven and all's right with the world is the note on which the poem closes. The patriot believes that it is a God who will reward him according to his true merit.
Okay, so this poem is written by Robert Browning. And who was Robert Browning? He was a famous Victorian poet. Okay, he was a famous Victorian poet. And this poem is written in the form of a dramatic monologue. What do we mean by a dramatic monologue? Okay, monologue is, when the character of that story is talking. Okay, he's talking to himself. So in this story also you will find that the patriot is talking about, he's narrating his entire experience. Okay, and what does he narrate? Where a man who's being led to the gallows is recounting his tale. Gallows is the place where a person is put to death. Okay, so this person patriot, he is, at the very beginning of the poem itself, you will see that he is being led to the gallows. So why he is being led to the gallows, he is telling you the entire story, but it is more in the form of a dialogue. Okay, and it is more like a drama. You can actually visualize it, so that is why it is called as a dramatic monologue. There is only one character. Mono means one, no? So there is only one character who's narrating that entire experience. The speaker recalls that exactly a year ago he had been led down this very street with crowds of people cheering him and scattering roses in his path. He was a hero being welcomed by his adoring fans. So the speaker, that is the patriot, he recalls that a year ago his life was entirely different. What was it? It was just roses. Roses does not mean literal roses. It would mean that life was very comfortable for him. Everything was working out the way that he wanted, and he was successful in whatever he was doing. So a year ago, class चालू है मेरा. No. A year ago, he had been led down this very street. So he recalls, that same street where, they're leading him to the gallows, they're putting him to death. That same street, he says, a year ago, exactly on this day, I was, welcomed by everyone. And what did the people do? They welcomed him by actually showering roses, welcoming him. He was a hero. They actually worshipped him like a hero by his adoring fans. They admired him. They were full of admiration for him. And see, like, whenever there is a renowned personality, when the people are, crazy after that personality, they don't mind doing anything for that person. Okay, like suppose you happen to see your favorite hero Okay, so what happens? The public literally turns crazy. They start cheering, they start, clapping, and, they're rejoicing. So, same thing was the case even with the patriot. The public was so happy with the patriot that they gave him a royal welcome. They scattered flowers in his path and they welcomed him. A year later, has been tried, convicted, and is being led away to be put to death. But exactly after a year, there is such a big contrast in his life that he is being led to the gallows. He is being put to death. So you can imagine, how uncertain or how unpredictable the life of a person is. At one moment you may be right on the top, the public puts you there. The next moment, that same public can pull you down crashing to such an extent that they want to see you killed. They want to see you, dead. So that is what the poem is all about. That this person, the patriot, he is being led he is being led to the gallows. A year later, he has been tried, convicted, and is being led to be put to death. So there is some kind of activity that this patriot has done. What he has done, we don't get any impression of it in the poem. Okay, but there was something that disappointed the public so much that they did not want to see him alive at all. So there was a trial which was conducted, the case was conducted, in which it was confirmed that he had committed that crime. So the people want to put him to death. How short is public adulation and memory? So what the poet is trying to say, he's saying, see how short is the memory of the public, when they actually have they forgotten that this same person they have literally worshipped, they have adored him, they have praised him, and they have welcomed him. Now, after a year, they are so disappointed with him that they want to, kill him. They want to, put him to death. And how fickle is praise and glory? Praise and glory, these are temporary phases in the life of a person. So it is fickle. Fickle means it can change any moment. So a year ago they were full of praise for him. Okay, but now they are so much against him that they want to kill him. A year ago, roses and fame. So a year ago, exactly what happened? It was roses for him. It was comfort for him. It was the love and admiration of the public for him. And now he's left with nothing but shame and death. So he was tried in the court. He was put to shame. He was so ashamed of himself that people didn't want to see him anymore, and they're leading him to the gallows to put him to death. So you can imagine how life is uncertain. Any moment anything can happen. The person who's right on top at the moment should not think that he's become god just because people are in favor of him. Any moment the taste of the public can change and the person can come crashing down. So this is actually the message of this poem, a grim reminder. So the poet, through this poem, through this dramatic monologue, what is the poet trying to say? He is trying to give a reminder that life is uncertain. Underline this. This is the message of the poem, that the life is uncertain. Yet the poem ends on a note of optimism. Even though the patriot is being put to death, but still there is a note of optimism. There is a ray of hope that this patriot has. Browning's own philosophy that God is his heaven. Browning, believed in the power of God, believed in the power of, the prayer. So towards the end, he reconfirms this faith that, okay, if public wanted me, so I was, like God for them. Now they don't want me, they're upset with me, so they want to put me to death. But there is God who will always stand by me. So his faith in God is reconfirmed at the end of the poem. So that is how the poem ends on an optimistic note. And Browning's own philosophy that God's in his heaven and all's right with the world. So if God is with you, God is there to support you, rest everything will be taken care of. Then the world is okay. Whatever the world wants, they can think. That is what was the philosophy of Browning. all's right with the world is the note that which the poem closes. The patriot believes that it is God who will reward him according to his true merit. But towards the end of this poem, the patriot is also, after all, he's a human being. He was not able to figure out what actually happened, that people were so disappointed with him. So he says, okay, fine, what I did not do for the public, I tried to please them, I tried to do everything that they wanted, but yet if they want to see me dead, I don't mind accepting death. I know I people have not given me the due rewards, whatever I have done for them. But it is God who will give me the reward accordingly. God Himself knows that I was innocent. I did not have any evil intentions. I did not do anything intentionally. So God will give me the required, the reward. People were not able to give me that. Okay, did you follow this entire background? Is it clear?
Yes, miss.
The voice is cracking.
Yes, miss.
Yes? Okay, let's go to the poem now, The Patriot by Robert Browning. It was roses, roses all the way, with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. Now, here the patriot is narrating this, okay, entire dialogue. So he's saying, it was roses, roses. It was like, everything was very nice. It was beautiful. It was comfortable all the way, that period when the public was full of admiration for him. With myrtle, myrtle is a sweet smelling flower. Write down, a sweet smelling flower. Mixed in my path like mad. Mixed in my path like mad means, people were showering these flowers on his path. They were literally crazy. They didn't mind doing anything for him. The house roofs seemed to heave and sway away. So he says, when I was walking down that path, people were going so crazy that they were standing even on the rooftops. This you must have seen, that whenever there is a visit by a renowned personality, then people just crowd up, they flock up everywhere. Sometimes the roads are so crowded that you will find people sitting on the trees, you will find them sitting on the roofs and all. So similar was the case even with the patriot. He's saying that the roofs were heaving. Heaving means the roofs appear to breathe and sway. Why breathe? Roof cannot breathe. Okay, but the human quality of breathing is given to the roof over here. So it is personified because so many people were there standing on it. And the church spires flamed. Spires are the, you can see the pointed structure of the church on top of the church building.
Miss Renuka is asking something.
Yes, Renuka.
Miss, can you repeat the meaning of heave?
Heave. Heave is to breathe. It appeared as though the roofs were breathing. It was not the roof breathing, it was the public which was standing on the roof, and they were breathing and they were swaying. Swaying is the back and forth movement. And the church spires. Now, spires, write down the meaning. It was a pointed structure on the top of the church building. The pointed structure on top of the church building. The church spires flamed. Flamed means it was lit up. Okay, such flags they had, and on top of the church they had already put lot of flags, to welcome the patriot. A year ago on this very day, so it's a flashback that he's talking about. He says, this was my life exactly a year ago, where everything was like roses for me. People were happy, church was decorated, it was all lit up, flags were put up, people were cheering, and they were going crazy, they were going mad welcoming me. So that was, a royal welcome that he had received. The air broke into a mist with bells. The old walls rocked with the crowd and cries. Had I said, good folks, mere noise repels, but give me your son for yonder skies, they had answered. And afterward, what else? So he's still recalling that last year's incident. And he says that the air broke into a mist with bells. So the church bells were also ringing. It was misty, but still, you know what is mist, no? Light fog. Okay, so it was misty, but the bells could be heard very, very clearly. So it was a kind of celebration. It was a kind of festive, atmosphere that was set up. The old walls rocked with crowd and cries. Even, the walls, which were, it was packed. There was no place, for people to stand, and it was full of human cries. People, you could hear people shouting and screaming and cheering, and they were so excited to see this patriot. Had I said, good folks, mere noise repels, but give me your son from the yonder sky. So he says that suppose at that moment, even if I had said that, okay, good people, good folk means the good people, it's the noise which is repelling. So don't make noise. It is not very attractive. He says, give me your son from the yonder sky. So he says, that moment, if I had asked the people to give me the sun from the sky, they would have definitely given to me. Okay, see, this is what happens when the person is right on top of his career. Whatever he wants, especially with a renowned personality and the public. So when the person is right on top, he's so much, people are so crazy for him that whatever he asks for, the people will just give it to him without asking him a single question. So he says, even if I had asked for the sun, the people would have given me that. Yonder is that sky. He says, even if I had asked for the sun in that sky, they would have brought that sun from the sky. Is it possible?
No.
No, miss.
Not possible, but the poet is trying to exaggerate. He's trying to tell you to what extent the people were crazy for him, to what extent they were willing to do anything for him, and how much they loved him. You will do only these things only when you love a person, like beyond a certain limit. So he was very sure that the people loved him so much that even if he asked for the sun, they would give him that. They had answered, and afterward, what else? So, and afterward, they said, yes, we would give you. And what else? He says, what else would I ask for? I had everything. I had name, I had fame, I had popularity, I had the love and admiration of the people. So there was nothing else that was lacking in my life. Okay, clear? Both stanzas are clear, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
miss.
Okay. Alack, it was I who leapt at the sun to give it my loving friends to keep. Not man could do, have I done, left undone. And you see my harvest, what I reap? This very day, now a year is turned. So now there is a change in the tone of the poem. So he says, alack, alack means alas. He's regretting. He's saying it's so sad that it was I who leapt at the sun. Now, I who leapt at the sun, here there is a biblical reference. Okay, it is a reference to Icarus. Okay, have you done it in school? Have you done this poem in school?
Yes, ma'am.
You have done it?
Yes, ma'am.
त्याच्यामध्ये काही टाकलं नाहीये का तू मसाला वगैरे गरम मसाला वगैरे हळद मीठ काहीच नाही टाकलं तू मग टाक ना अशी कशी भाजी केली तू तू नुसतं मसाल्यामध्ये मिक्स केलंय ते नाही सगळं टाक त्याच्यात
मीठ किती झालं? अर्धा चमचा.
एक टाक एक
अजून काय लागेल?
हळद मिरची मीठ
मिरचीवरून
तू आधी टाकायची होती ना तू टाकली नाही Okay, so he says, alas, it was I who leapt at the sun. Now, I who leapt at the sun was, Icarus. Icarus was the son of, we can say that he was, it's a biblical reference where the sun tried to tell Icarus that you don't come close to me. Why? Because my rays are so powerful that you will get burnt if you come close to it. But then Icarus was so ambitious that he just goes close, he flies close to the sun, and in that process he gets burnt and he gets destroyed. So what is the point that the patriot is trying to make over here, and why is he giving the reference of Icarus over here? He is trying to say that people did not ask me to do impossible things. It was I who tried to leap at the sun. Leaping at the sun means I tried to do something that was impossible. People did not ask me. I did it because I was so sure that the people love me so much. to give it my loving friends to keep. And why did I do that? Because I wanted my fans with me. I wanted their love. I wanted their admiration. Not man could do, have I left undone. So not means no. He's saying there is nothing that a man can do which I have not undone. He says everything that was possible I did to win the love of the public. And you see my harvest. And then now he's full of regret. He's thinking, that after doing so much, something that was impossible also, I tried to do for them. Okay, so he says, and you see my harvest, what I reap. So he says, after doing so much, doing impossible things also, can you see what is the harvest that I've got? What is the return? By harvest over here, he means the return. Okay, what return did I get from the public? They should have, accepted me. They should have applauded me. They should have, given me awards. But what did I get? The death. They're taking me to the gallows. They want to see me dead. He says, this is the return that I get from the same public which was full of admiration for me. This very day, now a year is run. So he says, the same day I was welcome. And now a year later, see my state. See what I have earned for myself after doing impossible things for the public. There's nobody on the rooftops now. So see, there is a contrast. In the first stanza, on the rooftops, there were people. They were crowded. It appeared as though the roof was swaying and it was breathing. But now, the moment he was tried and he was given death sentence, he says there was not a single soul, not a single human being on the rooftops. Nobody wanted to look at me. He's saying they were so disappointed with me. Just a palsied few at the window set. So he says just a few palsied people. Palsied are, the palsy is a disease where, you keep trembling. You don't have control over your body. So he says there were only few people, those who were sick. And they, because they could not come out to see me get hanged, he says that is why they were sitting on the window. And they were trying, but still they made it a point to sit on the window and see me die. So that is what is surprising him. He say, how can these people change so much? How can they have so much of hatred for me in 1 year? He's not able to believe that.
Excuse me, Miss.
Yes, Renuka.
Miss, what is the meaning of patriot?
A patriot. Who is a patriot? One who loves his country. Okay, the literal meaning would be one who loves his country. But over here, the patriot is the person whom, the public loved. Okay, who was loved by the public. But see what the public does to him. Okay, they have raised him, they have given him name, fame, everything. And they are the same people who bring him down and see that he is dead. Okay.
Yes.
So there's nobody on the rooftops now, just a palsied few on the window set. For the best of the sight is all allow. So he says the best sight that I ever saw when I was given welcome. He says now there is no one. Is all allow means there is nobody over there. It is all empty. The streets are deserted. And where are all these people? All allow at the shambles gate. All these people, where are they? They are waiting at the shambles gate. Now, shambles gate was the place where he was supposed to get hanged. So these people have already reached that place, waiting for the patriot to reach there, and they wanted to witness him, die. Or better yet, by the very scaffold's foot, I trow. So he says, or to be more specific, better yet means to be more specific. If you want to know where are these same people, those who love me so much, they are by the scaffold. Scaffold is, it's a platform. When a person is to be hanged, he stands on that platform, and then, the rope is tied to his neck and it is pulled. By the scaffold's foot, I trow. Trow means I think. He says, I think they are exactly at the scaffold. I go in the rain, and more than needs, a rope cuts both my wrist behind. Now, see, this is the description, the condition in which, he is being led to the scaffold. So he says, I go in the rain. It was raining. He says, people are, they have tied my wrist and they're pulling me with the rope. And More than needs, a rope cuts both my wrist. He says, they have tied so, tight to my wrist that it has cut my skin and it is bleeding. The rope cuts both my wrist behind, and I think by the feel my forehead bleeds. Not only that, they have become so cruel that they have tied his hands, they have tied his wrist, and they're dragging him to the scaffold. Okay, and they're dragging him so mercilessly that his skin is cut. Not only that, while he was moving, they have also thrown stones at him. Okay, why? Because he thinks that his forehead was bleeding. And I think by the feel my forehead bleeds. For they fling whosoever has a mind stones at me for my years' misdeeds. So, how did he start bleeding? Because he says that those people, they whoever has a mind, means whoever wishes to, throw stones at me, they were at the liberty to, fling stones at me. And they have done it. And now I feel that my forehead is also bleeding. Is this condition very, very clear?
Yes, miss.
Miss, what is the meaning of flowing?
Flinging is to throw. So they were throwing stones at him. So whoever wished to throw the stones, they just did. They were not afraid of anything. They were not answerable to anyone. So they wanted to throw stones. They were so angry. They just did it. And they injured the patriot also in this process. Thus I entered and thus I go. Now here there is a total shift. Okay. Now all this while till stanza 5, the patriot is telling you the entire incident that has taken place in his life. But here he's coming to a conclusion. He says, thus I entered and thus I go. Thus I entered means he has come into this world. He says, I came into this world. People loved me. They welcomed me. They gave me a good welcome. And thus I go. He says, now I'm leaving this world. Why? Because he's going to die. He says, thus I go. In triumphs, people have dropped down dead. So he says, I'm not the only one who's going to be sacrificed. In triumph, in battles, he says, many people are also killed. So I think I'm also one of them, who is killed. Paid by the world, what dost thou owe? So he says, I think, I have been paid by the world. The world has cheated me. The world has deceived me. We always say that you don't trust the public. Public is very fickle minded. You never know whom they will support, whom they will pull down, whom they will uplift. So very unreliable. So that is what he says. Paid by the world, I have got my reward. And what reward has the world given to him? They're taking him to the gallows. They're taking him to a place where they are actually going to witness him dying. So, paid by the world, what dost thou owe? What does thou owe? What do I owe? He says, what I owe to them. I did not owe death to them. But the public has changed their mind and they are putting me to death. What dost thou owe me? God might question. So he says, when I die and I go to heaven, he says, God might question me. Now instead, tis God shall repay. So he says, God understands that I did not have any misdeeds or I did not do anything bad. But people are under the impression that I did something wrong, something shameful, and something which hurt them so much that they want to, they want to kill me. He says, it's okay. I came into this world and one day I have to go. So I am going. I'm going in this way and I'm paid by the public in this manner. But he says, then tis God shall repay. This line is very important. In fact, the stanza is very important. Okay, this is the climax where he changes his mind about the public. He thinks that he is the hero. He can do everything for the public and he will remain at the top forever till eternity. But all his illusions are crashed when he realizes that what is the public doing to me? They want to kill me. They are torturing me. They are dragging me through the streets. They are throwing stones at me. They say, is this what I deserve? Is this what they actually saw me a year ago? They were so much full of praise. So what suddenly happened that they are treating me in this manner? Then he says, God shall repay. He says, public has failed to give me my reward. So he says, I'm sure at least God will reward me exactly what I have done. I will be rewarded appropriately. I am safer so. So now he says that I'm very safe, that I'm going into the hands of God and I'm no longer with the public. Okay. So what does it tell you about his, faith towards the end? He loses faith. He loses faith, total faith of the public, and he's taking the refuge of God. He's taking the support of God. That, okay, I love this public. I did everything for them. What did they give me in return? This shame, humiliation, death, torture. So he said, I don't want to stay in this world. This place is a terrible, this world is a terrible place. Now I'm going to a better place. I know that God is over there and God is very impartial. So he is the one who is actually going to do justice and he will give me the required reward. I will be given the due reward by God. And he says, I'm in safe hands. He has faith in God. Underline this and write over there that he has faith in God at the end of the poem. At the beginning, he has faith in the public. There is a total contrast. Okay, in the first stanzas, first two stanzas, and the last stanza. First stanza, he has total faith in the public. He's very happy with the public. Okay, he's enjoying the love, the admiration, the fan following. But then towards the end, see the last two stanzas, he himself is narrating that entire experience and he's saying, what has the public done to me? It's raining and they're pulling me from on that road. I'm walking through that road. The rope is cutting into my wrist. I'm bleeding, he says. My forehead is bleeding. Why? Because they're pelting or flinging stones at me. So he says, I have not done anything bad. I have not done any misdeed. But still, the public thinks that I have done misdeed. So they are punishing me. And he says, I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm going away from this world. I came into this world and I'm leaving this world. I'm leaving this world to go into a better place. At least there I will get some kind of justice. That is what this entire poem is all about. Okay? Did you follow? Hello,
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
Miss.
you followed. Aditya, you're trying to say
Yes, miss.
something?
Yes, miss. I was telling yes, miss.
Okay, okay. Any doubts are there? We will read the poem once again. Okay. Any doubts are there? You can ask me to stop at that line. So it was roses, roses all the way, with myrtle mixed in my path like mad. The house roof seemed to heave and sway. The church fires flamed such flags they had a year ago on this very day. Any problem with the first stanza? Any
No,
more?
Miss.
Dhanashri?
No, miss.
No? Okay. The air broke into a mist with bells. The old walls rocked with the crowd and cries. Had I said, good folk, mere noise repels? But give me your son from the yonder skies. They had answered, and afterward, what else? Any problem with the second stanza?
No, miss.
Alack, it was I who leaped at the sun. What is the meaning of alack? What did you write the meaning of alack?
Alas.
Alas.
Allah.
So he is full of regret. He is feeling sad. So he says, alas, it was I who leaped at the sun to give it my loving friends to keep. Not man could do, have I left undone. Not not is no man. No man has left something that could not be undone. So I have done everything, he says. I have done everything to please the public and to, be loved by them. And you see my harvest, what I reap? This very day, now a year is run. Anything there in that stanza?
Miss, what is
Yes.
the meaning of reap?
What? Meaning of reap?
Reap.
Reap is like, see, when you're sowing a grain, okay, you sow it, it grows, and then you cut. Okay, that is called as the harvest. That is your reaping. The result. In over here, it would mean the result. He says, see, what is the result that I got? The hatred of the people. The people want to see me dead. Okay, so reap would mean the result or the outcome.
Okay, miss.
Okay, so this very day, now a year is run. There's nobody on the housetops now, just a palsied few at the window set. For the best of the sight is all allowed. So there is again a total contrast. See, the first stanza and the fourth stanza, there is a contrast. The first stanza, everything is very nice, rosy, a very good picture of the patriot has been presented. But here, what is there? Nobody is there on the street, nobody is there on the rooftops also. Just a few sick people, those who are not able to move, they are also with great difficulty they have managed to come till the window and they want to see the patriot die. So just a palsied few at the window set, for the best of the sight is all allowed. Why? They have come there to witness the best sight. And what was the best sight? See the patriot dying at the shambles gate. So where are all the other people then? Those who are hale and hearty and those who had been worshipping him and idolizing him and they had been, cheering for him. So where are all these people? He says, I think they are all at the shambles gate. Or better yet, by the very scaffold's foot, I trow. He says, exactly, I think they are near the scaffold's foot. What is the meaning of scaffold? What meaning did you write for scaffold? Left it? Scaffold is a platform. Write down. It's a platform where a person is hanged. A platform where a person is hanged. So by the scaffold's foot, I think. I go in the rain, and more than needs, a rope cuts both my wrist behind, and I think by the feel my forehead bleeds. For they fling whosoever has a mind, stones at me for my years' misdeeds. Any problem over here?
No, miss.
No?
No, miss.
Okay. Thus I entered and thus I go. And triumphs. People have dropped down dead, paid by the world. What dost thou owe? Me? God might question. Now instead, 'tis God shall repay. I'm safer so. Okay? Did you follow this? Any problem with the last stanza? I hope the message is very, very clear.
Yes, miss.
Can you explain to me the message? Parth?
Miss,
Miss, that we
uh,
should never trust on the people.
You should never trust on the people. Okay. What else?
miss, and our conditions can change anytime.
Okay. So life is unpredictable. What else? What about his faith in God? Did he have faith at the beginning? In the first stanza, is there
No,
any,
miss. He had
you
faith
know,
in the people instead of
yeah,
being
he
in
had
God.
more faith in the people. He had more trust in the people. But towards the end, he loses that faith and he, takes the refuge or he takes the shelter of God. And he feels that, okay, it is God who is going to actually give me the reward. People have failed to give me the reward that I actually worked for. Okay, so that is what the poem is all about. Uh, you can write down the genre of this poem. It's a satire. Satire. And what do we mean by a satire? A satire is, when a writer is trying to use irony or he tries to ridicule, he's trying to, show how people behave. He tries to show the follies or evil that is there in the society. So this is a satire in which he's trying to show how the public behaves. When they want, they can love somebody, and when they really don't want, they can actually put that person to death also. So the genre of the poem, it's a satire. Okay. Then the rhyme scheme, look at the first stanza and give me the rhyme scheme. What is the rhyme scheme? Quickly. Who's giving me the rhyme scheme?
Miss A B A B A.
A, B, A, B, A. So way is uh, rhyming with sway. Mad rhymes with had. And day. Again, way and day is, rhyming. So A, B, A, B, A. Correct. Write down. A, B, A, B, A. Then, what do you think is the tone of this poem? The tone is not the same right throughout. There is a change. At the beginning of the poem, the patriot, how do you find the patriot?
Very much happy.
Very much
Happy.
happy. Okay. So it is optimistic at the very beginning, but towards the end, what happens? In between, not even the end. We can't even call it the end. Okay, in between, after the second stanza.
Sad.
Sad. And then in the last stanza, what is the tone of the last stanza? Is he happy to die or is he sad to die? Tell me that. What do you think? Yes, Parth. What do you think? Was the patriot really happy to die, or he was, feeling bad that he was leaving this world and going away?
And he was very happy to die.
He was very happy. How do we know that he was very happy?
Ma'am,
Which
because,
which
ma'am,
line
his
tells you
lines,
that?
ma'am,
Because God
ma'am,
will
whatever
repay him
happens,
for
and
whatever he did.
Yeah.
ma'am,
Then
he
he
will get
says
some
the,
rewards in heaven when he goes to God.
yes. So he says, God will reward me. And also the last line, he says, I'm safer too. So that means he is having a lot of faith in God. And he thinks that he has come to the right place now. All this while, he was not in the right place. That is why he did not get the reward that he actually deserved. But now, after coming to heaven, he is in the right place, he's in the right hands. So God will give him the reward accordingly. Okay? I think. Then the message, of course, was very, very clear that life is uncertain. You can note that. Life is very uncertain. And even the last line that we had read out, no, the last few lines, a grim reminder that life is uncertain. And that, admiration and glory is just, a temporary phase. It's fickle. Anytime it can change. What do you think is the theme of this poem? What is the theme of this poem? No? What do you find, the patriot? Don't you find his entire life has been described in this? When he is right on top and then he falls down. So it talks about the rise and the fall. When a person rises to glory and then he comes crashing down. So rise and fall of the patriot. That is one theme. Then also, public is fickle minded. That is a central theme of this poem. Never trust the public because they are fickle minded, they are undecided, they cannot stick to one decision. Today they are happy, they can do anything for you. A small mistake or a small error also won't be tolerated by the public and they will be dead against you. So they are so unreliable. So public is fickle minded, that is a central theme. Then it talks about the rise and fall of the patriot, and also you find theme of, you know, having faith in God. Because towards the end, he says, it is God who's going to give me the reward. So these are the three themes of the poem. Followed? Clear? Hello? Parth is also left, I think. No response from anyone. I'm waiting. Any doubts, any problems? If there are no doubts, then we'll conclude the meeting. Can you repeat third theme? Third theme is faith in God. Isha, the faith in God. He finally, he, you know, has faith in God.